Please join with me in the flag salute. Attention, salute, pledge. Now join with me in the Oklahoma flag salute. Attention, salute, pledge.
Ah! and sacrifices of members of armed forces past and present who have served our country bravely during times of war as well as times of peace. The 5 branches of the U.S. military are the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard.
History of Veterans Day. Usually observed on the 11th day of November, this particular date was used to recall the end of World War I on that same date in 1918. World War I formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918 with the German signing of the armistice. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed November 11th as Armistice Day to remind the Americans of the tragedies of war. 2 years later, on Armistice Day, an unknown American World War I soldier was buried at Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C., in the Tomb of the Unknowns. Thousands of people came to watch the ceremonies that took place. In 1926, Congress passed a resolution calling for the observance of Armistice Day in schools, churches, and other suitable places. 12 years later, the day was designated as a federal holiday. After the Korean War, Congress considered making Armistice Day a day to honor veterans of all wars, not only those who served in World War I. In 1954, President Eisenhower signed a bill proclaiming the holiday in remembrance of all wars and changing its name to Veterans Day.
In 1958, 2 more unidentified American soldiers were laid to rest next to the unknown soldier of World War I. One of the soldiers was killed in World War II and the other in the Korean War.
A law passed in 1968 moved the Veterans Day celebration to the 4th Monday in October. The original date, November 11th, was historically significant to Americans, and 10 years later the observation of Veterans Day returned to its original date.
In 1984, a 4th unknown serviceman was added to the tomb. He died in Vietnam War. However, in 1998, the identify of this soldier was discovered through DNA testing, and his remains were returned to his family. The tomb reserved for the unknown soldier from the Vietnam War is now empty.
Veterans Day celebrations include parades and speeches held in towns and cities throughout the United States. All federal businesses must be closed for Veterans Day. State and local businesses may be closed if they choose. The focal point for the national ceremonies is at the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington National Cemetery. Every year, special services begin at 11 a.m. with 2 minutes of silence. After playing the taps, the president places a wreath at the tomb. A color guard procession and speeches usually follow. Approximately 5,000 people attend the ceremony annually. We are eternally grateful for those who unselfishly served during World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Gulf War, and to those actively serving in the current war on terror. For the freedoms that we all enjoy, our thanks go to the men and women serving in all branches of the military. We salute you.
Still stands for freedom. my way to Minnesota, to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say.
Yes, I have everything we need for our pictures and drawings. What are we going to draw?
Silly, you know we're here to research Veterans and the Veterans Day holiday on November 11th. How do I draw a veteran? I don't even know what it is. A veteran is a who and not the what. You better start by going to the dictionary and putting the definition of a veteran. What do you mean? A veteran is a who? Go look it up. You can use the definition.
Is a veteran a person?
Look it up in the dictionary.
All right, all right.
Here it is. The veteran is a person who has served in the armed forces, an experienced soldier, especially one who served in time of war. Veterans Day is a legal holiday in the United States honoring all veterans of the armed forces.
See, a veteran isn't a what. It's a person who died for our country. They're the ones that get flags put up on their graves on the holiday.